When altcoin season, Bitcoin has been gaining dominance over the last months. Let's have a look at how the Bitcoin dominance and the altcoin dominance correlates to the crypto cycles, because I think there are some very interesting insights. So first of all, it seems like the Bitcoin dominance, or as an inverse, the altcoin dominance, is in somewhat of a range. So there are times when the altcoins are very strong and when Bitcoin dominance is very low, and there are other times when Bitcoin is very strong and the altcoins aren't that great. And it seems like the Bitcoin dominance is hovering somewhere between 72% to 39% roughly. Now it appears as if altcoins are simply just a levered bet on Bitcoin, right? When Bitcoin goes up, the altcoins should go up more, and vice versa. When Bitcoin goes down, the altcoins should crash more. But that's actually not what we see in the data. Here we've got again the Bitcoin dominance, but this time I've highlighted a few points. So we've got the first vertical line and the second vertical line, a time during which Bitcoin dominance rose or when altcoin investment wasn't really that great. Then we've got the two red vertical lines. This shows when Bitcoin was the worst bet and when it was really good to be in altcoins. And then we've got the last marker over here again, when it would have been a nice time to swap the alts back into Bitcoin. Now what happened in the cycles during those points in time? Let's first have a look at the beginning of 2018 to September of 2019. Why did Bitcoin dominance almost double here? What was the Bitcoin price development during that time? Here we've got the Bitcoin price with the exact same time markings. So Bitcoin dominance was rising massively during this period. The Bitcoin dominance doubled and the Bitcoin price went through a bear market or a crash of more than 80% with a subsequent recovery. Now this is counterintuitive. It kind of makes sense that Bitcoin dominance rises when we are in a bear market because the altcoins are more risky. There was a huge ICO boom before, and of course the altcoins should lose more during a bear market. So Bitcoin should lose less. Thus, Bitcoin dominance should go up. But what's also interesting is that during a time when Bitcoin increased by more than 200%, so the recovery of the bear market, during that specific period, the Bitcoin dominance continued to go up. Now, how can we explain that? This needs to go to 1 million, or March buyers now will make millions. This is how you get the clicks on YouTube, but this is not how you beat the market. To beat the market in crypto, you need to be better informed than the rest. You need to be better skilled than the rest. You need to do better blockchain analytics. You need to track other people's wallets and know what is the smart money doing. It's the boring educational content that forms skill that doesn't perform so well on YouTube though. That's why I created the premium membership. Feel free to check it out. We are tracking influencer wallets to find out what they are buying before promoting this on YouTube. We've got a lot of tutorials to help with on-chain analytics, to help with wallet discovery. And of course, there are also plenty of chats where we help each other and also one-on-one conversations with me. So I'm messaging every premium member one-on-one directly. Once you're joining, you will get a message from me and you have the opportunity to directly pick my brain. Feel free to check it out. thebitcointrader.com, link is down below. I think what was going on there is that people had been very scared of crypto investments as a whole. A lot of people got burned, and if you wanted to get back into the market, the safest bet was to simply buy Bitcoin. If you believe in crypto just a little bit, then buying Bitcoin is somewhat an okayish bet. Bitcoin will recover at some point. If your random ICO altcoin will recover after a bear market is another question. So if you don't want to time the market too much, and if you simply just invest for a subsequent recovery at some point in time, you can simply buy Bitcoin and you can wait. And that's probably what happened during this leg up. It was simply just Bitcoin investors buying in and not really caring too much of where the price will be tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. And buying an altcoin at those levels isn't necessarily that great if you're already down by 99%. So Bitcoin seems to, at least relatively speaking, protect somewhat against a bear market. It also seems to be the asset that recovers first after we come out of a bear market. That's how I explain this Bitcoin dominance increase. Now what happened over here? What happened between those two red lines? Why did Bitcoin dominance fall from above 70% all the way down to below 40%? Or in other words, why did we see altcoin season starting at the end of December 2020. Here are those two red lines. And one thing that we can notice is that Bitcoin at that point in time almost already 10x'd. So it went from 3.5k to 35k, and it made almost a 2x from its prior all-time high. Now the end of 2020 or the beginning of 2021, that's also where interest in crypto suddenly spiked. So this is the search volume for Bitcoin over time. It shot up massively at the beginning of 2021. And so probably what happened is that a lot of people noticed this new all-time high. A lot of people saw how Bitcoin continues to rise and rise. But all of those new entrants didn't necessarily want to buy for those elevated prices. A lot of new retail investors saw those price appreciations, but didn't think that Bitcoin still has enough upside potential, and so you simply just buy the altcoins instead. Maybe the next rally is in the altcoins. And so there's probably two effects that happened here. It was Bitcoin investors that took profit here, and it was new people that just learned about crypto that decided to get into altcoins instead. And that's probably why Bitcoin dominance crashed in those 5 months. It's not that the Bitcoin price crashed, the Bitcoin price actually slightly appreciated, but the altcoins did much, much better. And so again, we had some sidewards action, and then Bitcoin dominance started to sustainably rise again with the beginning of September 2022. And that's over here in this chart. And again, what I believe is going on is that people feel more comfortable buying Bitcoin after a crash. Bitcoin went down by more than 70%. If you speculated hard on the altcoins at the beginning of 2021, then you're probably down rather by 90% or so. And so if you want to get continued exposure to crypto and you don't want to get slaughtered again with a 90% drop, then you're simply buying Bitcoin as the first asset to recover after a bear market. Something very similar to what happened at the beginning of 2019. And so where are we right now? We are not necessarily in any extreme place. Bitcoin is 58% of all of crypto. It's not above 70%. It's also somewhat constantly rising, probably because of Bitcoin ETF demand. And we are definitely not seeing a lot of new investors coming in. And again, it's the new investors that pushed up the altcoins at the beginning of 2021. It was the massive rally that we had seen before, and the attention that was generated from that rally that pushed up the altcoins subsequently. Yes, we are close to all-time highs again, but those elevated prices do not generate attention just yet. And so I believe it's likely that we will continue to see Bitcoin dominance rising further. Maybe until we see the 100K in Bitcoin, maybe until we see even higher prices, but the attention has to come back. New investors have to get excited about crypto again. Without that excitement, a Bitcoin dominance crash or an altcoin rally, I believe, is rather unlikely. There will be some selected altcoins and especially some meme coins that are going to rally, but if you've got a broadly diversified portfolio of all kinds of different altcoins, I'm not sure if that's going to outperform Bitcoin over the next months. I don't have a crystal ball either, but if we simply just look at the psychology of the market and we look at the points in time where altcoins did well, we are definitely not in that situation right now. Prices are high, but not yet exciting. If it's your first time here, feel free to subscribe. I publish videos regularly. A like would be very much appreciated as well. It helps the channel grow. In case you've got Telegram, then feel free to join us. The link is down below. Looking very much forward to chatting with you.